You see how fabulous this coat is? I got it at an estate sale. Yeah, for $75. Yeah, and it's vintage and it's mink. Yeah. Okay, so obviously I have to show you all the other good things that I've been finding at these estate sales lately. I have not one, not two, but 3 bags worth of goodies from these estate sales, okay? None of them were big enough to have their own video, so I figured I would just throw it all into one. And like I said, this is one of the pieces that I got, and I've already taken it with me on 2 different vacations to Colorado and to Chicago. Gotten so many compliments. This literally is my prized possession. I'm gonna stop talking now. I'm gonna let you guys watch the first estate sale. I'll come back here with the haul, and then you'll go back to an estate sale, come back here for a haul, and we'll just bounce back and forth until we get through everything. So without further ado, if you don't know me, my name's Kennedy. I post sustainable fashion content and some traveling content, so definitely stick around if that's something you're into. Now that that's out the way, let's get into it.
You want the rest of it?
Well, would you see how much?
So this house looked really promising on the listing because of this room and all the shoe racks. But once I actually got here, one, they were charging way more than people typically do down here in Alabama. The inventory just like wasn't that great. These belts though, I'm glad we're still here because I did not get here first thing. This jacket got me so excited when I found it, but this price tag of $125, I know it's vintage Ralph Lauren, but like I just could not fathom paying that for that jacket, so I did have to leave it, but it was really gorgeous. This is probably like the best clothing piece that they had in the house. Some of the bags were like decent, like okay, but again, like the pictures really got me because I was like, oh, this is a shopaholic, like this is my kind of girl. And then like her fashion choices were just like a bit questionable or dated, you know what I mean? Just not my cup of tea. I am determined to be a scarf girl this year. I feel like it really will just elevate some of my looks. So I did look through some of those and I grabbed one of them. So wait and see which one I got. I really wanted these. I really did because they're a beautiful color. The shape is good. The price was good. But what was in here? Like, is that mold or is that foot powder to help you get in and out? Like, I don't... It was really freaking me out, and I knew I wasn't gonna wear it, and I wasn't about to reach my hand in there to clean it, to resell it. So you know what, it was best I just left it. This is your little sneak preview of everything that I got, because I think I got everything that I showed in these couple clips. This is also your try on portion, so I hope you enjoyed. But yeah, there really wasn't much in this house. I was a bit disappointed. But, I mean, you can see the people in the background. The demographic is older. So, if you're young, hot, and turnt, fashion girly, estate sales really are a great place to find some things that other people might not have.
Alright, so we're not starting off too crazy. I promise it gets better, so don't leave, okay? But the pictures on estatesales.net, like, looked really promising. You saw the first room I went in. It was filled with clothes, nothing but clothes. Racks on racks of clothes, plus a closet, plus racks of shoes. That's all I saw in, like, the listing. And there was vintage in there, but a lot of it was just like too grandma. You know what I mean? Like the Alfred Dunner, like polyester stretchy pants. All the grandma sweaters, which I'm just not picking up anymore. This is more my energy. So a lot of it just like did not appeal to me. So I didn't grab it. But I did get a couple things. I'm going to show you those real quickly. This is the first thing I'm pulling out of the bag, which was this evening bag. I do need some more evening bags, okay? I really only have like 1 or 2, and they just don't go with everything. So when I saw this one, I was really in love. I love that it almost has like a metallic sheen to it. The hardware is really fun. It's got a good structure to it. It's just vintage and fabulous, and like I couldn't say no. Obviously I had to get some belts. This was another one of those things that like really caught my attention in the listing. I just like can't say no. Look how fabulous that is. I'm gonna say fabulous 100 times. So if you're in the mood for a little drinking game, or if you need to hydrate with some water, you know what I mean? Take a sip of water every time I say fabulous. There we go. What are we up to now? Number 5. Anyway, this is the first belt that I got. It's kind of got like that country chic energy, but I'm kind of living for it. I love a big belt buckle. I'm from Texas, and the bedazzling plus the like croc print, it's kind of everything to me. So I did get this one. This is kind of long though, so I'll either need to like add some more holes in there, or I'll just use this as like a low-rise belt moment. My next belt is this one. Obsessed with it. I love a chain belt and I love a classic leather belt, so this is like best of both worlds situation. They also have like a little bit of a print in there, which I thought was a fun detail. And then in the back, it's super adjustable. You just kind of slide it to where you need it to fit. So I could wear this high-waisted, low-waisted, mid-rise. There's a ton of different ways that I could wear this and have it adjusted to my body. So I'm kind of obsessed. Belts were like the main thing that I got. Who's surprised? Not me, not me. I love a good belt. And if you've been here, then you know that too. This one I really like because look at all those holes. You can literally adjust it to any size you needed it to be because there's a hole like every inch. Love that. So this one, again, is super adjustable. Leather with the good mix with the bronzy kind of gold like stud detail. Studs have been really popular into 2024 and definitely carrying into 2025 as well. So I feel like this is very on trend while also being vintage. As you can see, everything comes back around in style and we love that. I got this chain belt. Again, these are really good just to throw on like over a dress. They're good for throwing on over a skirt. I've even thrown one of these on like over a pair of overalls and it was really cute as well. Lots of things you can do with a chain belt, and I love that these are all kind of like different shapes and they also have a little bit of texture to them. I think you can see that. See the texture. Just a very fun belt. This one is by Chico's. Chico's has a lot of good accessories. I honestly love Chico's. So there's that one. And I believe this is the last belts I got. How many medallion belts do I need in my wardrobe? Not nearly as many as I have, but I also really liked this one, so it might get sold. It might stay with me. I'm not really sure. I'm gonna have to do a little inventory of my belt collection and go from there. But look how amazing this is. I have it like as tight as possible right now, but look at that. Like, how was I supposed to leave that behind? I wasn't gonna do that. This was $8. I also got this little leopard scarf. I've been seeing a lot of people tie them like around their necks and do like fun stuff with this. So like if I had like on a little tank top and I wanted to run around like Carrie Bradshaw and just have like my two little pieces like flowing in the back. This is the most horrendous outfit, so ignore that. I've seen my Western girlies, it's normally with like a square handkerchief though, that they like make little rosettes and put them on the side. I've seen people put these on bags and stuff, and I really want to start incorporating scarves more into my wardrobe, and I just love how fun this one is because it's obviously animal print, okay? Little spicy, caliente, you know what I mean? We love that. So I picked up this one, it was like $1. And then I got one more thing. This one you can kind of judge me on. I still am a little confused on my thought process by getting this, but I tried to leave it and my body was like, no, do not leave that. Take it home with you. So that's exactly what I did, but it's this kind of like cropped flannel with the little tassels at the bottom. I feel like I might have countryed a little too far, a little westerned a little too far to the sun. I'm not really sure. I'm gonna try it on though, really quickly. Now that I have it on, I just don't know if I love it. I fear it just looks really cheap and I'm not a fan of that. In theory, it's cute. In practice, I'm not really sure about it. I just really don't like how cheap these like tassels look. They look plastic. Like those things that you see at the end of like your bike. You know what I mean, when you're a little kid? Like that's just the energy that it's giving. So I feel like there was potential here, but I definitely missed the mark. You guys let me know if this was a bad pickup or if you guys actually like it and I should keep it. Let me know.
So, hey, lunch. Good morning.
Good morning.
If I didn't see this for myself, in the flesh, I would not believe this house was from Alabama. This house just gives the energy of being a beachfront property on the West Coast. You know what I mean? Like, that's the energy it gives. This is not something I normally see down here, nor are estate sales typically this modern. They're usually like older family homes, but like the entryway, the bookshelves, the artwork, the clothing on the inside, the jewelry, you'll see in a second, like everything was stunning. This was a true fashionista, okay? But these prices were crazy. Like, every jacket that I saw was like $20 to $30. Blouses were like $10 to $15. I'm not paying that. Nothing in here is cute enough for that. So that was really disappointing. The jewelry, though, was really decently priced in my opinion. Like, you can see all these were like $5 to $8. I did just get like the quote unquote like costume jewelry. The stuff behind the glass was like the real stuff, and it was more expensive. But I don't really care for all that. I just need it for my cutie little outfits, okay? So I was happy with my pricing. So I did get a lot of jewelry. Cannot wait for you guys to see that. I'm shook. But yeah, I'm just going to let you admire the rest of this. And we'll get into the haul momentarily.
If you say that house wasn't stunning, literally a dream home, you're lying. And I don't like liars, okay? That house was beautiful. I was shook when I walked inside. Not something I would ever expect from a person living in Alabama, but I'm not mad at it. It actually gives me some hope that there are some people with some sense of style here. You just don't get to see it very often. But we're out here, I'm not alone. Well, an estate sale typically me. Anyway, we're out here. That's all I need to know. I didn't get a whole lot. I just got some jewelry because the jewelry was priced really well, and I feel like estate sales are the best place to find jewelry, especially vintage stuff that other people aren't gonna have. It's my favorite place. And I also got these heels. They are red. If you've been following me for a while, then you know I've been on the hunt for a good pair of red heels that I like, because the ones I have currently are just like too pinkish, and I'm not really a fan. I think I might like these though. I think they're in my size. I do like the silver hardware. They kind of remind me of Diesel, but these are BCBG and these are old school. So, you know where Diesel got their inspiration from. Honestly, they could have gotten it from themselves and BCBG could have copied, but anywho, let's get into this jewelry. I honestly kind of showed you a lot of this already, but I'm gonna show you again. This is the first necklace. I love a choker. I love it. I just really do. And this one kind of has a turquoise little moment on the inside there, which is going to be really good for all my Western looks. Then we have this one. I love this one. Something about like a really big pendant is going to do it for me every single time. Like, I just cannot resist. Like, look at that. Is that not fabulous? It is. It is. I hope you took another sip of water. I said fabulous. I also got this one. It's very simple, nothing crazy, but sometimes that's what you need. I honestly should just put a shirt on so I'm not fighting for my life, but I don't have the patience right now. I also got this necklace. I just love the beading, and again, I love the I almost said charm. It's not a charm, it's like a medallion situation. See how cute that is? And it goes so well with this coat. It just does just enough to fill in that void. You know what I mean? Very cutesy, very demure. I've been on the hunt for some more like bangles and bracelets that I can wear, because I feel like my necklace collection is top tier already, okay? I get very caught up in the moment and I become a creature of habit very fast. So you guys might see me in the same like 5 or 6 cord necklaces, but trust, my necklace game is strong. It's my bracelets and rings that I have a problem with. Rings especially, because they don't really look that chunky, but I think after being a gymnast for so long and jamming them on floor and on bars and on vault, you know what I mean? Like, they're just some chunky monkeys. So I have a pretty big finger. The only one that's like a normal size is this ring finger right here, and it's like a 7.5. Everything else is like a 9. So it's really hard to find those like at estate sales. But anywho, I did get some bangles. This is the first one. I love how almost like rustic it looks with the little gems on the inside. Let's try this one on. So good. Then I got this one again. It's kind of tarnished, but I'm kind of here for that look. I just love the texture that it has in here as well. It's kind of simple, but with the textures, it kind of elevates it a little bit. So here's this one. And then the last like bangle I got was this one. Again, kind of that turquoise Western moment. This one is a little small, but it does fit. There we go. Here's this one. Like, look how good that is. Imagine wearing this over top of like a little Western long sleeve button up. Like, this is perfection. I love a bangle over like your sleeve. I think that's really chic. So here's that. These are the two other bracelets that I got. I just love, again, the coloring with it. I love the metal. I don't really wear gold, but this is kind of like a tarnished gold, I guess. I'm not gonna fully try these on, but bam. Love that. And then I also have this one. So good. And then we're gonna do a little close-up of the shoes. They're a little dusty. So I will try these on and then I will be showering like literally immediately after I finish this video. But there they are. They look so good. Especially with like the way they're hitting with the jeans that I have on. They're a little wobbly though, that's my only concern. Like the heel is not stable. What is going on there? And I do have on my like sunglasses that are tinted, so I don't know if the red is really showing up the proper color that I want it to, but with the sunglasses on, this red is eating. I'm obsessed, okay? Look how cute!
See, this is the energy that I'm used to. These are the prices that I like. And I'm not even having to sacrifice quality. You see Ralph Lauren, Talbots, New York & Company, Kenneth Cole. The good brands, tried and true, are still here, but the prices are like 1,000 times better. I really like this bag. The gold hardware on the side was cute, but the quality just wasn't up to par for me. And then these vintage watches, unfortunately, they are so small on my wrist, so I left them, but they are adorable, and I want one so bad.
This house was definitely more my speed, more my normal down here in Alabama. The pricing was really good. The house wasn't crazy, but there were still some really good pieces in there that I had to grab, okay? Some of them don't necessarily go with my closet or the direction I'm moving my vintage shop in, but they were like too good to leave behind at the prices they were at, so I did snag a couple, okay? Specifically, these Polo Ralph Lauren sweaters. I mean, the colors are great. Don't get me wrong. Like, these Ralph Lauren sweaters are beautiful. Not really something that I would wear. Mainly color-wise. I don't really wear a lot of bright colors, and I don't really wear, like, a lot of browns just because I feel like it matches with my skin too much. The fur coat is an exception. I recognize this is brown, but look at it on me. It's got, like, a reddish kind of undertone that might be the sunglasses, and it might just be over explaining why I have a brown coat on when I said I don't like wearing brown. But I wouldn't wear this, but it's still a really good piece. Ralph Lauren vintage sweater, can never go wrong. Have another one in this beautiful like blue color. These colors just look so good together. I couldn't leave them. Okay, that's the point I'm trying to make. Also got this really simple kind of like quarter button up shirt sweater situation. It's kind of like a Henley. There we go, V-neck Henley. So there's that. This is by Talbots. This one is by Harold. A lot of just like really good timeless brands in that closet, which I love, okay? We got this top. It's kind of like a tie-around top, short sleeve sweater. It has the ties to kind of make a bow in the front. I don't know, I kind of loved it. So there's that. I love a paisley pant, I really do. And I had to give mine up because they were just like a little too big and I was trying to make it work and it wasn't working. These also are not gonna fit me, but I just really love the color of them. And then they are that bootleg. I don't know, I'm just kind of obsessed. The no belt loops or pockets really sold me on it. Just has a nice zipper on the side here. They do have some stretch. I mean, come on. Look at that. I love these. These are also by Harold's. This is a wool skirt. We're kind of moving out of that season right now. We're kind of pushing towards spring. We're kind of moving away from winter, so you don't really need a wool skirt right now. But this is just another one of those good staple pieces to have in your closet. Okay, very simple maxi skirt, good material, good color. I couldn't leave it. This is by New York & Company, another one of those like tie front tops. It's almost giving peplum. And with my body type, honestly, a peplum does look good. Broad shoulders, no hips, short torso. Like, this kind of just does what it needs to do. So I'm really hoping this fits me cute. I hope. And then the last thing I picked up at the sale was just another one of these sleeveless turtleneck, mock turtleneck situations. I love these. I know some people don't like them, but I honestly love the heck out of them. This one is also by Herald, another one of those really good brands like I mentioned a second ago. So there is this. That's everything I got at this house. We have one more to go.
This last one is technically a warehouse sale, but it's an estate sale warehouse sale, so I figured I would throw it in here, okay, because everything you see came from somebody's estate sale and it just didn't sell there. So that's typically what happens with these warehouse sales. I don't know if they happen everywhere, but I do go to a couple here in Alabama, and I've been to some in Atlanta as well. So definitely look them up if they're to see if they're in your area. But it's when one estate sale company or sometimes a couple will come together and bring all the inventory. I'm saying inventory because I don't have a better word, but all the inventory that didn't sell at their individual estate sales, put them in a warehouse, and then they'll have like a big open to the public sale, giving the items that they saw had value that didn't sell at their estate sale, giving them like one last chance to find their like new forever home, if that makes sense. And I love it. It's like the best time capsule, and it's like shopping vintage basically at a wholesale, because all these t-shirts were like $5. The like sweatshirts and light jackets were like 8 to 10, leathers were like 20, and then like furs and stuff get up to like 75 and things like that. But it's curated vintage shopping for the low, and if you get a bunch of stuff, they cut you a deal, and I love that. But yeah, a lot of really cool stuff in here. I'm just gonna let you kind of observe what I was like finding, because it was really cool, but I don't really have anything else to say, so I'll see you at the haul.
Finally down to our last haul, and that's exactly where I got this coat from. This gorgeous coat that is so incredibly soft and stupid warm. It is unreal. There was a point when I was walking around Chicago where I was like, I'm low-key hot. Like, why is my torso low-key sweating right now? And it's 10 degrees outside. Like, that's how warm I was in this coat. I love it. Will never leave my possession. Okay, we need to move on, because I could talk about this coat for literally ever. Let's get into the things that I picked up at this warehouse sale. I also grabbed this hat, and I was like, oh, imagine this with this. They're both vintage. Like, hello, this would have been so cute. But with all this hair, it's so thick. That's like the one downside of locks, is that like you cannot wear hats unless it's like a beanie with incredible stretch, or you get something customized, because this is so thick it doesn't want to fit in anything. So I'm literally having a custom cowboy hat be made for me, because I tried to get some when I went on my trip to Denver. You'll see later. I tried to go to get one custom made, like with all the cool details, at like a little hat shop in Denver. I thought that would have been like a really cool like adventure on my solo trip. My head's too big. Like, I literally couldn't fit into a 7 5/8 hat. Like, I'm gonna have to get something custom 8+. Like, it's crazy. Anyway, but I did get this cutie little winter hat. I thought it was adorable. It's super soft, and I thought it could have been such a moment, but it's just not happening. A lot of this stuff I honestly got to wholesale to one of the guys that I sell vintage with. So a lot of this is for him, but I am gonna show you. This is the first piece, a little vintage Auburn Tigers tee. Nothing crazy, but once football season comes around, everyone is looking for these. I do a lot of events in Atlanta, so I always would pick up Atlanta gear. I'm no longer going to be selling it, but I do have a lot of friends who sell vintage from the Atlanta area, so I will be wholesaling this to them as well. unless you guys want it, you can always DM me. That works too. On my Instagram, which will be linked down below. Probably by the time you guys see it, it will be under a new name and not Retro Rags anymore. So I don't even want to put it on the screen, but you can always DM me over there. Okay, I also picked up this New York Yankees vintage Russell Athletic Moment. Don't know anything about it, but I know boys will like it. Girls might too if you know what it is, but another piece I'm wholesaling is this vintage, I think it's 50s maybe? Yeah, 58s. These, what are these called? FFA jackets. For a while there, they were like all the craze. I have one myself that I honestly love to death. The chain stitching. This is the back. Last thing I picked up was this, what is this, Tasmanian Devil baseball tee. I think it's a Twins. Again, vintage, made in USA. It's on an Anvil tag. I'm not going to be selling it, but I do have a lot of friends that are guys that sell tees and like sweatshirts and stuff like this, and it does really well for them. I can usually get this stuff, like all these tees were $5, the sweatshirt was $8, and that FFA jacket was $10. The FFA jacket can sell like 75 plus. These tees can easily go for $45, $50. So if I buy it for $5 and they gave me like 10, 15 bucks, like I'm up, I've made my profit, they're happy, I'm happy, and we keep it pushing. Cause like some of these pieces are a little too good for me to leave behind, so I'd rather get them and sell them to my homies, you know what I mean? But this right here, never leaving my side. I could sleep in this. I'm shook. And it literally goes down past my knees. Like it is like a full, borderline full length. I want one that like almost drags on the floor. Like I want like a full length one. Okay, this is kind of like a midi. Like if we're going by skirt lengths, it's like a midi coat. I want one that goes all the way down to the floor. I find that is over for everyone, quite frankly. But yeah, that's gonna conclude today's video. I really hope you enjoyed these estate sales. If you've never heard of them, they are basically like glorified yard sales. So instead of everything being in the yard, they are like everything in the house. Everything in the building is available. Clothes, shoes, accessories, obviously that's what I pick up. Furniture, home decor, like paintings and stuff, that's up for grabs. Everything in the kitchen. So if they have like a KitchenAid, utensils, plates, pots, pans, like all that's for sale. Cleaning supplies is for sale. Electronics, beds, like I've seen people sell plants, pool supplies, like you name it, like whatever is in the house is open to be purchased, if that makes sense. So that's why I love estate sales. I furnish a lot of my apartment with estate sales. Obviously I got a lot of my clothes from estate sales as well. So they're honestly a really, really fun thing to do on the weekends. They typically start like Thursday or Friday, and they're 2 or 3 days. The first day is obviously gonna have everything, but everything's gonna be at full price. So if you are looking for more of the deals, I might go on the first day, just see what you absolutely have to have, grab those, and then go back on like the last day for like 50 to 75% off, you know what I mean? What else? EstateSales.net is where I find them. I do partner with them quite a bit on Instagram. Love that for me. This video in particular is not sponsored. They're not paying me to make this, but like I naturally and organically have been using their platform, so it's really fun that they like now partner with me. That was like one of my big goals for 2024, and I finally did it. So yay! Moving into 2025, we are going to continue to work together. They actually emailed me yesterday asking me if I had some time for some March content, which I do. Anything for them. They are the plug. So anyway, like I was saying, EstateSales.net is where I find them. They're basically just sales that you can walk through the whole house. They typically happen when a loved one like has passed away and the family needs help like cleaning out the house. So like if that weirds you out, just know that's what's happening. But sometimes it's like an older couple just downsizing. Sometimes they're moving to another state, or they're moving, you know, out the country, and they just want to get rid of everything and like make some money off of it. So not all the times when someone has passed away, but like a good chunk of the time, at least 50% of the time, if not a little bit more, that's the case. So yeah, I love estate sales. You can find a lot of really good stuff in them. I think that's it. Like, comment, and subscribe it down below. Let me know what your favorite sale was, or let me know what your favorite items were that I picked up. Talk to me in the comments. Are you going to them yet? Did this convince you to try them out if you're not already going? Let me know. Let's just talk, okay? Make sure you like the video as well and subscribe. And I will see you guys next week. Duh. Until then, I hope you live a happy, beautiful, wonderful life. I love you guys so much. If you're new here, binge my old content. Okay, that's it. I love you. Bye.